I've been sat on this idea for this painting for a couple years now, and I've never felt like I'm ready to do it justice. If you've watched my previous videos on this channel, I'm all about pushing myself and trying to learn as an artist. I've actually only been painting about 4 years or so I've had some catching up to do, and quick. I've almost aggressively practiced to this point. But I felt like I've learned a lot this year, and being that we're towards the back end of 2024, I wanted to see if I could take on the challenge. This painting is so huge, I figured I'd start with an acrylic underpainting. I do usually skip this part, but with potentially hundreds of hours that might be soaked up in a project like this, I wanted to see if I could try and do it in as little oil layers as possible. So a ground layer of acrylic will just show through and add a little strength in the next few layers. Especially because my idea for this piece is to have a cold, nighttime, early morning sort of hazy atmosphere to it. So I plan on using a very limited cool palette. A layer of warm underpainting just adds a little balance to that. I think traditionally you are supposed to start with the background, but I just couldn't wait to paint the face. Portrait painting is my favourite thing to do, and this is by far the biggest human head I have ever painted. So I figured I'd just get started on that part. Because she is the central figure, if I mess it up, I can just turn the cameras off, paint over, and act like none of this has ever happened. So today is the third session on the oil painting section. I had a late night session last night after my tattoo appointment to push and get all of the fur clothing section in. Just give me a head start on today because I know that I've got all day available to try and get all of the background in, if I can. At least the sky. Anything else would be amazing, but yeah, let's get back to work. I was really excited to include some landscape background. It's something that I rarely do, but this painting is about pushing myself as far as I can, using all of my skills and then some. This is possibly, I think, the second sky I've actually ever attempted, so it is a bit of a risk using such a large area of the canvas for it. If it goes wrong, it will be super noticeable, but I just love the idea of having a really stark, dramatic skyline, really building the atmosphere for the overall painting, hammering home that she's just wandering in a cold, barren, harsh environment. Perfect circles are also a bit of a risk, but rather like my mum cutting my hair in the early 90s, a bowl is the perfect tool. I'm making crazy progress on this painting. Despite its size, I'm getting through it reasonably quick, way faster than my smaller paintings actually. So I was a bit ambitious to think I could get all of the sky and background in one go. It did take me 2 goes, but managed to get the background in. I do think I'm going to have to rework some of the sort of rocky, grassy bits. It'll be interesting to see after today's session when we do the most exciting bit, the wolf portraits. Really excited to do those. So they're going to be really sharp and in focus. So maybe the background will sort of drop back a bit when these go in. The intention was to be quite loose with the background to not steal focus, but looking at it as it is now, it does need a bit more rendering. But like I said, when the sharp focus portrait sections go in of the wolves, maybe it would look a bit more natural. So yeah, let's get to it. I am a sucker for wildlife art. I really do enjoy painting animals, but I love painting human portraits too. Basically anything with a face. I'm kind of stuck between subject matters, which is why I've mashed them together here. But I've always liked the idea of animal familiars, and it seems to be something that pops up in my work all the time. I think ever since I read the His Dark Materials books as a kid, the idea of an animal counterpart to a person. I kind of had this formless semi-idea for this painting for a long time now, but it's funny, this painting, it might be the only painting I've done where the title came first. I usually just make something that I want to see, something that I find visually interesting, and then the title forms itself. This time, the spark of inspiration for the name Nighteyes came first, and then the visual idea formed afterwards. But I would love to know if anyone spots the Nighteyes reference. Let me know in the comments. I'll give you a clue, it is also from a book. Wolf number 1 is done. Just got to get wolf number 2 and 3 done. So hopefully I can get the second wolf done today. The more that I'm making progress on this painting, the more that I'm realising that there's still so much to do. And we are making really good progress actually. I am really happy, but there is going to be quite a bit of reworking we're going to have to do. Did I really think I was going to get the whole painting done in one layer? No. Did I hope? Yeah, it would have been nice, wouldn't it? But oh well, that's just how it goes. Let's keep going. So I'm chipping away at the wolf here, and look who's come. Papa Croke is in the building, doing some painting. Which is a bit annoying really, because I've now had to budge up and I've had to pause my audio book, and it had just got to a good bit with a fight to the death and a dragon and a witch, so yeah, thanks very much for that.
Ruined.
Let's get cracking.
If you didn't know, my dad is also an artist. He's in his abstract era nowadays and has been making these cool, ethereal, abstract, landscapey things. He calls them dreamscapes. I kind of did Dad dirty a bit. His painting is the wrong way round, but my massive canvas took up all the room and he had to squidge in at the end. But yeah, check him out, Tim Croke. I like the idea of this little guy in the background. I haven't decided if he's part of the pack. Maybe he's like scouting just a bit further off. Or if he's a friendly outsider and he wants to join. Or maybe he's an enemy, following for nefarious reasons. Who knows? I'll let you guys decide. I like leaving things not completely fleshed out. As an artist, you should probably only tell a portion of the story anyway. The rest is for the viewer.
It is absolutely freezing today. I'm gonna have to paint in my coat, I think. But with that last little bit done, that's an entire first layer complete. And this is where the real work begins.
I really do appreciate you watching these videos if you've made it this far. Please consider subscribing to catch future videos, and if you like my work, check out my website jordancrokeart.co.uk for prints. I'm really excited for this year's Christmas goodie bag drop, so yeah, I'll leave you with the final shots. Nighteyes.